Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to have a look at this little lace edging. This is a pillowcase that was given to me by my mum many years ago, and she'd had them for years before she gave them to me. I would say that we're looking at perhaps 40-50 years, so it's stood up to the test of time really well. The lace is actually sewn on by hand with tiny little stitches. I think you can probably see them there. And it's not a really difficult pattern. It's just a 4-row repeat, but the first row is slightly different, and then the first row of your next row. And other than that, it really is quite easy. So I managed to decipher the pattern. It was done by a family friend, and obviously we don't have the pattern anymore. Anyway, I just thought it might be fun today to share this with you. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to be using a thicker yarn today, not that much thicker really. I think it's about a size 10 or a 5. I'm not quite sure. I've lost the label of this particular yarn, but as long as your hook matches your yarn, that's all that matters. I'm using a 3mm hook today. And to start off with, you need to make 16 chains. So I'll catch up with you when you've done your 16 chains. Okay, so having done 16 chains, you now need to do a double crochet, and I'm using US terminology today. So skip 2 chains, and into the 3rd chain, make a double crochet. And then in the same chain, another double crochet. And then 3 chains. And then into the same chain, another 3 double crochets. This first little row is the most fiddly because you're just working into your foundation chains. Okay, so now what you need to do, you've completed a little set of shells here. So you do need to skip 3 chains now. That would be 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain. So the 4th chain, you need to make a double crochet. And then 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain, a double crochet. There we go. Okay, and now you need to make 2 chains and a double crochet, 2 chains, skip a chain and double crochet into the next chain. Do 2 more chains, 1, 2, skip 1 and do a double crochet. Another 2 chains, skip 1, another double crochet. Two chains, skip 1, and into the last one, a double crochet. There we go. And now you've completed the first row of the set of 4 rows for this little block. So if I just pop it down to show you, there we go. You've got your little shells here, it looks like a little V stitch here, and this is where you'll be making almost, it looks like a fan stitch, but it's just a case of doing 10 double crochets on the next 3 rows into that to create a fan shape. And this is the start of a little mesh, or like a little grid or lattice effect. Okay, so now in order to turn, we need to do 5 chains to create this little corner here, and then we're going to create some more little squares over this row here. Okay, so you do 5 chains, 1, as I said, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn your work, and then into the top of the double crochet that you've made here, you do just under the 2 little stitches. There we go. And then complete your double crochet. And then 2 chains, 1 to 2, and another double crochet into the top of the next double crochet along. 2 chains, 1, 2, and then a double crochet into the top of the double crochet underneath, and you can see you've created a little grid-like effect. And now you still need to do another 2 chains to bring you over to here, and in this almost looks like a V stitch, we're going to do 10 double crochets. Simply just do 10, and when you've completed the 10 into this space, I'll meet you at the end of that. So I've almost completed the 10 double crochets into the 3 chain space. It's a tight fit, so just slide the double crochets across, and that's the last double crochet to make 10. And then it's a case of into this little shell shape here, into the 3 chains, just make another set of double crochets and chain 3. And you do this on each end. Sorry, this side when you reach this side. So that's 2, 3, and then 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and another 3 double crochets, 2, and 3. No, it's just the 2 and then the 3. There we go. Right, now to turn, you do 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, and you make another 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets into this space. So I'll meet you once you've done that. So you've now completed the little shells here, and you need to do a double crochet into the top of each of the double crochet here. So what I'll do is meet you when you reach the other end, just there. So I need to just do the last double crochet now into the 10th double crochet in the row below, and we need to recreate this little grid effect. So you do 2 chains and a double crochet into the double crochet in the row below, which looks like this, and then you repeat this to the end. And I'll meet you there. Okay, so now we've done completed row 3, we need to do row 4. So to turn, first of all, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn your work, and then into the top of the double crochet, just like we did before. You do another double crochet, and then chain 2, and you repeat this another 2 times. Another 2 chains, double crochet, 2 chains. There we go. And now you need to do your double crochets into each of the double crochets in the row below. Again, it's 10 in total, and then I'll meet you when you get to here. I'll just do the first one. There you go. So that's how it's looking now. So we're now at the last double crochet, so into the top of that, your final double crochet, and then you skip these 3 double crochets, part of the shell, and into the next 3 chain space we're going to do the exact same, 3 double crochets, 3 chain, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 3 chains, and again your 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Because we need to turn now, we'll do 5 chains, but that basically is a complete 4 rows. I'll show you now how to do the first row of the 4, the second row, third row, and the fourth. You just keep repeating, but it's just this one that will change slightly where we crocheted into the foundation chain. Okay, so as usual, the 5 chains to turn, and then I will meet you after you've done the cluster little shells, and we'll meet here just at the first double crochet of the 10. So we're now going to start the first of the 4 rows again, but this time it's slightly different. You do 1 double crochet into the first of the 10 double crochets, 3 chains. This is to create the little V shape, and in the next double crochet do a double crochet. There you go. And now we need to create this little grid effect, and what we're going to do is chain 2 and double crochet, skip 1, and then double crochet into the next one. 2 chains, skip 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the next one, chain 2, and the last one you do another double crochet there. And to turn, it's the same. You chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just repeat row 2 as before. So you're basically going to now complete this little grid along here and then start with your little fan just there. So I'll continue to do the 2 chains, a double crochet, 2 chains, double crochet, and I'll meet you here. So you've completed the 3 little squares and 2 chains, and now into this 3 chain space you need to do your 10 double crochets. Just like so. If you continue to do your 10 double crochets into this stitch, this space, and I'll meet you there. So there you've completed your 10 double crochets, and now you need to do another shell stitch here. So 3 double crochets, just like the row before. This is what you do on this side. 3 chains and your 3 double crochets. And to turn, you do your 5 chains. And then you do your little shell again into the same space. So you continue with the little shell stitches, and then you do your 10 double crochets over there and continue exactly like we did on this row. You're repeating rows 2, 3 and 4, exactly the same. It's just this first row that changed slightly here. But now you know how to do that, then you just continue until the desired length. I have written a few little instructions. So this is for when you first start, your starting rows, you do your 16 chain. So that's there if you'd like to look at that. And then that's row 1. When you finally completed that first. So really, your starting one is like this when you first start off, and then you go to row 2. Hope you can all see that. Okay, and then to row 3. And hopefully you can pause the video and scribble this down. And then row 4. Okay, so then once you've completed that to start, your row 1 is like this. And you just continue then with 2, 3 and 4 as before. Okay, so now we need to start to look at how we do the edging. So what I've done, I've made a little swatch. And for the purpose of the video, this is just how it looks in the bigger version. We need to now do some chains along here. I'm only going to do a few to show you. So I've used a little Kirby grip as a stitch marker here. And I'll swap over. Okay. So you turn it. And what we need to do now is just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do a single crochet into the loop here. And you repeat this for however long your length of lace is. So it's 5 chains and a single crochet. 5 chains, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a single crochet. And if you are at the end of your work, the lace, you just turn and slip stitch into that 5 chain space, do 2 chains and 5 double crochets. Well, 4 because your first 2 chains count as a double crochet. So 3, 4. I think that's about right, yes. And then in the next one you do your 5 double crochets again, and you just complete that to the end. 3, 4, 5. There we go. And this is what it will look like. It kind of like just finishes off the lacy edging. And now we need to look at finishing off this little lattice effect. So what you need to do is 3 single crochets in each square and 6 in the corner. 3 in there, 3 in there, and you do that all the way along. Yes, so I have got some yarn here. I can just show you very quickly. Here we go. So just attach it however you're used to attaching it, and just your single crochets. Just 3 in there, and then just like so, 3. And you do this all the way along. Like I said, there needs to be 6 in the corner. So that's 3. So I'll meet you at the corner in a sec. So we're now at the corner, so here you do 6. And it gives it a little tiny bit of a curved effect, but it sits quite nicely. This is what was on the piece of lace I deciphered from the pillowcase. So you just continue this now all the way along. I have got a little sample here where I've done the edging, as you can see there, and then the little single crochets along the lattice effect. So if I just zoom out slightly, if this was a really long length that would go right round a pillowcase or round your cuff, I just show you quickly how you would join it. It sits quite nicely with the fan stitch sort of nestles just in here like so, and then you just join up the little shells and finally just join those. I would actually sew this. In fact, I could probably just show you a little now for the purpose. So yes, I'm just aware that if the video does cut off, I'll apologise in advance, but hopefully we'll be fine. I can always weave those in at the end. But yeah, if we just bring this over, we know that that needs to line up with that. And this lattice effect needs to line up. So I just do a little stitch in there and then line this up here like so. And just do little stitches across. I'm not doing this as I would normally do, really neatly. It's just to give you an idea. Of where to attach. we go. And then we've got the little area there and still here. So that has definitely got to go up there. That's definitely matching up nicely. Little shells. Okay. And then here we've got this would probably be on the side or just tucked at the back anyway. Right, so there, that's it now. Just lined up nicely, as you can see. You've got your little shells running along perfectly and the lace. And that could be a little cuff on the edge of a garment, or if it's longer you put it round a little pillowcase. So hope you've enjoyed today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.